This is Lachlan Fanning for the Weekend Beat, and we're here with author and psychologist Carlos Camacho. Welcome to the show once again, Carlos.
Hello, Lockie.
Now, we're talking to you this week about the coronavirus. Last week on the show, we mentioned it amongst ourselves, and we got our own journalist, Maddie, to give her perspective on how the media should report it. But now we're getting the psychologist and the society's point of view on this issue. Now, where has it all gone wrong, first of all? How has society broken down so badly, so quickly?
Yes, it's incredible. I mean, it's not the first time it's happened. Throughout history, there's been quite a few of these issues, and not recently, but for centuries it's been happening. So there is a mass panic that arises from information. And today in this world, of course, information is what we've got a lot of through the internet and so forth. People tend to go pretty much to about 10 from 1 or 0 or 2, because that's part of human nature, that we need to react quickly, we react strongly, and if it's a threat, for example, a physical threat, then we need to fight it. This is not a physical threat. This is obviously got to do with germ warfare in a way, and we are ignorant of it, and that adds to the problem because we just don't know, we can't see the enemy. And so people that are unaware of how to deal with this, they just go to an extreme.
So it's a bit of a fear of the unknown there.
It is, and of course, as you said and talked about the journalist, media also has a responsibility to communicate with accuracy. Now, because there is a bit of uncertainty of what's happening, I don't even think that the media lets know. So there is also such a thing of sensationalizing things. And so we have to be aware that sometimes it's not the full picture. But yes, we need to react, but let's react accordingly.
Now, WHO, which is the World Health Organization, has officially upgraded this coronavirus status to pandemic levels. Now, that would also not help the panic and hysteria that's going on now, but it seems to be like with all this panic buying of toilet paper that it's just a sort of a herd mentality, like a monkey see, monkey do.
No, and it's quite surreal when you think about it. It's almost like a skit, and you wouldn't actually believe it unless you actually saw what's happening. But it's incredible that one person starts with something and it just continues to influence other people. So it's just quite strange that it's toilet paper. It could have well been baked beans or canned spaghetti, which would probably make a little bit more sense. Now, I think what's happening is that there's been lots of research with how people influence others. I mean, if you stand in the middle of the city, just stop all of a sudden and look up, you'll find that within about 30 seconds, you'll have 10 people around you looking up at nothing, of course. It's what we do. We are social beings, and that's good. So we are influenced positively and negatively with others. I would say that by the time April comes, you'll find that this is probably a lot better. And so then in hindsight, we say, I should have acted or behaved like this or like that. Let's do that now. Let's take one step at a time, rationalize, understand that this is a temporary thing. It will get resolved. We have to take measures, of course, not to propagate the issue by making sure that certain hygiene and certain acts are followed. But other than that, continue living your life as normal.
In the UK, they're offering participants to come forward and be purposefully infected with the coronavirus, and they're giving them $7,000 to do so. This, I can understand where the scientists and the doctors are coming from, because they're thinking that they're going to get infected anyway, that these are areas where the virus is hotspots and that they're going to get it anyway. So they're trying to give incentives to the public to come forward and be infected in a controlled manner and try to control it as best as possible. But is this also not contributing to the madness?
Again, quite surreal, isn't it? Yeah. That scientists would actually offer that, because we do have people that are already infected. So it would make sense to get those people. Now, $7,000 is not merely enough, as far as I'm concerned, for that. I don't think there's any money that would cover being infected with absolutely anything, really. But the only way out of that would be to be able to test it in a virtual environment and then try to come up with solutions. I know what they're trying to do. They're just trying to accelerate the process to get the cure, and that's fine. I just don't know how ethically that is, though.
Yeah, because they're thinking that people are going to get it anyway in these areas, so they're just trying to get them an extra incentive to come forward and try and control it on a better level, I presume.
That's right, and of course it's far better to do that with a human rather than with a mouse and so so forth, because we know. But I believe that we have to look at the ethics of that, because most people won't do it for $7,000. I don't think it's ethical to offer that to people that would do it only because they absolutely have to. We probably don't need to. $7,000 won't change our lives, but there are people out there that will. And I don't think it's humane to offer that to people.
Right, it's not very humane either, but I can understand both sides of the equation on that one. But what is next?
Well, my hypothesis is that within the next couple of weeks, we're going to start coming out of the worst part. It's not like it was a few centuries ago when the bubonic plague happened, or other types of diseases where people weren't aware of the bacterial world, and so they thought it might have been a punishment from God and those. We have the science now to understand what we're dealing with, and so does everyone else. Even if you're not a scientist, you're aware what bacteria is and that it can be fought. What's going to happen is that one day to the next, in about 2 weeks, there's going to be a cure, and once that comes out into the media, optimism is going to be instilled, and it'll be almost a thing of the past within a month after that.
Well, it certainly seems like a positive way to end this chat. Well, thanks for talking to us about all things about coronavirus and whatnot, for giving us your perspective. We've been chatting to author and psychologist Carlos Camacho. Thanks again, Carlos.
Thank you very much.